the city behind in search of the unknown. Roaring engine like thunder, it is calling you. Oh, let's roll. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature, you're untamable.
Hey, good morning. I am over here at the lumber company. I've just been talking to the guys inside about the equipment I need to process trees down. So I have placed an order. They're going to be over later to get everything set up for me. I'm going to pop into the hardware store next door and pick up a few bits and bobs over there at Hardware Bob's. And yeah, get this set up. I'm going to need some tools for construction on the house. Carter's coming over a little later to get the building site set up for me. We're going to mark out the area. I've picked a kit, and I'm going to pay him a basic consultation fee for getting the construction site marked out and everything. But I'm going to need some supplies here at the hardware store. Then I need to get over in the McCormick tractor. I'm taking it over to Robbie. I need to get a set of narrow tires on that tractor. Now that my crops are coming in, I need narrow tires to drive over the field so I don't damage the crops. And I need to get fertilizer on those fields that I planted last month. Lots to do today, and I decided I'm going to go with the tarp greenhouse. So that's part of what I'm going to get supplies for here at Hardware Bob's. I'm going to pick up some tarps and frames and things so I can get the greenhouse set up. So lots to do, and I'll catch you over at the field somewhere. Well, I'm over here at the shop, and Robbie has got the narrow tires installed on the tractor for me. They are so clean compared to the tractor. I really need to buy something to clean the tractor with. Some sort of, I don't know, hose, power washer or something. But this is hilarious to me. These fenders are so wide and these tractors are so narrow. It is a comical mismatch. I feel like the tractor's just gonna like flip over all on its own. It's ridiculous. I'm picking up some extra fertilizer because I know I'm going to run out during this process. I have just been inside, and I was talking to Axel about that New Holland. He was being pretty cagey about what was going on there. I'm going to hop in here, actually, and get off the property. So I don't know if you remember, but initially, Axel's the one who told me that the carrot harvesting, I would need to have a helper because there weren't any harvesters that could do with like a hopper basically, where I could use my own equipment and fill up the hopper and then offload that into a trailer. He told me the harvesters were sort of like drive beside the harvester with a trailer, and Ben told me that wasn't the case. And then when I came back to actually rent the equipment, Axel wasn't here. And the guy who was on the desk who rented the equipment to me was like, no, that's no problem, it's fine. I didn't know whether to chalk it up to a misunderstanding or what. And when I mentioned it to Ben, he got kind of quiet about Axel. He kind of said something in a way that made me think he didn't want to speak ill of Axel, but he said something like, I can rely on Robbie, he's a good guy, he will be straight with me about like repairs and their costs and stuff, and didn't really say anything about Axel. And now it's just weird to me. Oh jeez, oh no, oh. Alright, well these narrows coming down that track with something on the front, that's not good. I almost flipped the tractor. Gotta be careful with that. Okay, good to know. That was really surprising. I guess I'll put this over near the shed where I'm going to use it. instead of trying to tuck it in here. Anyway, Ben was saying that I can trust Robbie. He's a trustworthy guy. Maybe not so much, well, he didn't say not so much Axel. I just sort of inferred that based on the way he didn't say anything about Axel at all. I'm thinking it's like, maybe a southern thing, like, if you can't say something nice about somebody, don't say anything at all. I don't know. Anyway, the fact that he's being cagey now about what was wrong with that New Holland, I don't know. I have a feeling. Intuition. No reason. Just a feeling. Something weird about Axel and that shop. And maybe I should not take everything at face value. It's so awkward to work with this shed. I need to take this bush out. Jeez. I did take out the other small shed and hired people who came out and demolished that bigger one up there on the cement pad on that foundation up above. Oh jeez, I'm just having trouble. This bush is making it hard to see what I'm doing. So those things are now, those sheds are now gone, and I've got the wood sort of stacked up where I'll be able to process it once I get the equipment, which should be here later today. So I'm gonna get a sort of lumber yard set up so I can start doing work with all that wood. So that shed that was over there near that other field and the one that was up there are both gone now. These two I'm keeping around for the time being, although I really probably should get rid of the one behind me. When I need more lumber, we'll consider processing it. Okay, I'm going to get the fertilizer spreader attached, and I'm going to fertilize these fields. Let's check out the crops. Everything seems to be doing really well. This is the spinach. It's getting bigger. I don't know when it's going to be ready to harvest. The grass is coming in kind of spotty. It's just kind of new still. Hopefully it'll grow a little better once I get some more fertilizer in. And the canola down there is looking good. The wheat up there is looking real good. So I'll have some of this fertilizer spreading in the video so you can check out how the crops are doing. I'm really happy. I don't think weeds are coming into any of these fields, so I don't think I'm going to have to weed, at least not yet. So that's good. It'll be nice to get a little bit of the field work done. And I think I'll be done with field work for the winter. So that's a little strange. I'll get into it. well, that's 2 fields fertilized. So I think these are off to a good start. Everything down here is looking good. I did get a phone call from Carter while I was fertilizing this grass field, and he's on his way to get the site set up for the house build. So I'll stop here and work with him to get that set up, and then I'll fertilize that upper field later on today. I did find I really do not like the way this tractor handles with these narrow tires on. I was sort of coming back from the field over there at the end to refill the fertilizer spreader, and there's some little bumps and things on this track, and every time I would hit one of those bumps with these narrow tires, I feel like the tractor just went shooting off in a completely random direction. I really didn't like it. I'm going to, after I finish fertilizing that field up there, I am taking this back to the shop and having Robbie change this back over to the regular tires. I do not like it. I do not like it at all. I'm also going to get something to clean this up because this poor tractor is just getting to be quite a mess. I have been using the GPS for tasks involving consumables. Ben had told me it's the most efficient way to use things like fertilizer and seed, so I'm sort of going over the entire field without overlapping too much or duplicating too much, so I'm not wasting basically my fertilizer and seed. But I'm finding the GPS kind of difficult to use sometimes. I have to sort of guess where the rows are going to be lined up relative to the screen inside that shows me like where I need to drive to sort of lock onto the right row. And every now and again, the GPS wants to lock onto the wrong row, like a row that I've already done or that I thought I had driven past. So I think that's going to take a little bit of practice to get used to. That's why sometimes in the video you see me sort of like driving off in what looks like a random direction. It's because the GPS has locked onto a different row than I was expecting, and I'm just going with it, or else I'm stopping and trying to line up again. So, you know, little learning curve as a farmer with this equipment that I'm not used to. So yeah, I'm really excited to get the building site set up. I will bring you back in a little later to show you what we've done. Okay, well, Carter has been here and left, and we have got the construction site set up. This is where I'm going to build my house. So the front will be facing sort of out over the fields, and the back is going to be up under the trees there and facing the river. I've got some basic materials we had to buy in here. A few things I just can't produce as lumber. A little bit of debris that we have from getting set up over here. Had to level things up a little bit more. There's kind of like a curve down back here, and we had to make it sort of flat so that the house could be constructed properly. After we're done building, I might be able to soften this off a little more. I'm not sure, or this might just be a weird awkward corner now. But yeah, this will be the view out the back. Not bad. I am going to get set up over here. We had to take out a bunch of bushes and grass and things to make room to get set up. And bought in some starting lumber. But I need to get set up over here to really get going. So the lumber company is going to be bringing over the supplies later today for me to set up like a small personal use sawmill type thing. I'm thinking I'll put it like over here in the trees a little bit, just keep it out of the way. And that'll be nearby my construction site, so I can bring materials over here really easily to work with. And I have no idea how long it's going to take. It's kind of up in the air. Depends on how quickly I'm able to produce supplies, when Carter is able to fit stuff in around his schedule. I don't know if I'm going to be in here before winter. It might be spring by the time I get in here, in which case it's going to get very confusing and annoying with trying to find places to stay over the winter while Mrs. Jenkins' son is back from college. I'll play it by ear. So I think I'm going to get into the tractor again and fertilize that wheat field up there. And I think the folks from the lumber company said they're going to be here at 2 to get set up my little sawmill thing. So I will bring you back in after that is all finished and show you that. I'm starting to see the shape of what this might look like down the road. Very cool. Okay, I'm back over here at the shop. I just had Robbie change the tires back from narrow to standard, but then I also had him put some wheel weights on the rear wheels, and I've got my weight back here because I bought a log fork for the front of this tractor. I'm thinking I'll use this to move trees and logs around into my new sawmill thing, which I will, let's get into the tractor and I'll take you over there and show you. I also picked up a chainsaw. The sawmill is all set up for me to start using. My bank account is draining rapidly, but I think this will be good. I can use this to prepare supplies to build my house, and then maybe in the future I can build a shed or something with materials. Once I get used to doing it, I'll have to see how it goes. I don't want to overcommit. But I'm sure I can find another use for it. It's just a small thing, I'll show you, for personal use basically. I'm not going to be like doing materials at a production level, but it's going to be good for my needs, I think. Things are coming along. I got this field fertilized, that's all set, and none of the fields have weeds in them, so I think I might be done with field work until it's time to harvest the spinach. I did use most of the fertilizer, so I'll probably have to buy some more to put on the spinach field after I harvest it, because supposedly I can get a second harvest off of it, but I'll need to refertilize again before that, I think. I'm still not used to finding this entrance. I need like a sign or something over here. Down here is my new sawmill. Let's check it out. Going off-roading. It's fine. Okay. So, here we are. It is literally like a portable sawmill. This little thing is a hitch, and basically this is trailered so it can be moved. They've put a nice little pad down here with some quick drying concrete and a couple lights over here so I can work in the dark. And it's just a sawmill. It's very basic. I can do long planks or short planks or beams, I think. So I need to start taking down trees and moving them around over to here to start getting wood processed. I think I will start with, I'm not sure. I'm thinking there's a couple trees over there by that shed that are sort of in my way. So maybe I will get those out of the way first and bring them over here to start processing. So yeah, this is all set. I'm really excited to get going with this. I think my next thing tomorrow, I don't have time, it's getting late in the day. Tomorrow I will get set up with the greenhouse, get the frame and tarps set up over here, and then I'm going to need to buy a water tanker to transport water to the greenhouse. I'll probably try to take it from the river down there. I don't know if the banks are too steep for me to get down with the trailer to the river. I'll have to head down there and check it out. But yeah, that's my goal. And I was planning to put it somewhere over here. I'm worried about putting it too close to the trees because then it might not have enough sunlight. Maybe I'll have to put it over here? That seems pretty open. The sun is getting a little bit more southerly as we get into the winter months, but I think a greenhouse over here should have plenty of sun. I do want to probably someday extend the gravel here from this little road out into this area. I'm probably going to want some hard packed surface over here because this is just dirt right now, and I think it's going to get real slippy when it's rainy. We'll find out. But yeah, things are coming along. So I think I'll stop recording here for now and get in next time and do the greenhouse setup and maybe get into some logging to get this lumber mill going. My little sawmill. Very exciting. Catch you next time.